We all set? Okay, I'd like to call to order the special meeting of the Montgomery County Legislature. Could I have roll call, please?
Chairman Beniak.
Here.
Legislator Duchesne.
Here.
Legislator Wheeler. Here. Legislator Isabel.
Here.
Legislator Patel.
Here.
Legislator Kelly.
Present.
Legislator Quackenbush.
Present.
Legislator Diamond.
Here.
Legislator Whites.
Present.
Okay. Could everybody stand to salute the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So the purpose of this meeting is for a resolution pertaining to the Greater Mohawk Valley Land Bank Corporation. Resolution 181, resolution establishing and authorizing the creation of the Greater Mohawk Valley Land Bank Corporation and confirming the appointment of the county executive for a representative to serve on the Greater Mohawk Valley Land Bank Board. I have a sponsor and a second.
Sponsor.
Ryan, Barbara, and I'll move it to the floor for discussion. Okay, Ryan.
You know, I think I've, over the last 2.5 years or so, since this first, it had to be early 2014 that we first took a vote on the idea of joining a land bank. And, since that time, I've been very much in support of this because we all, in the different backgrounds we all have, we've all seen the problems of neighborhood decay, of people taking advantage of the tax foreclosure process, and from my perspective, there's got to be a better way. And I think what we're seeing now since the formation of, or the authorization of land banks in New York in 2011, that we're finding that better way. Something that we can create sustainable community and neighborhood renewal. Something that is, if funded by the state, which many have been, and there is funding available now. These are organizations that can be self-sustaining and can spur neighborhood and community renewal. We all see how it's just one property. One property can take a neighborhood and send it downhill, but one property can turn the neighborhood around. And I think that's what's really exciting about the resolution this evening and the potential to join this regional land bank is we have an opportunity to step in to our foreclosure process, and instead of selling these properties that have stopped generating tax revenue, instead of selling them to opportunist speculators that are going to milk any equity that is left in these properties out of them and leave them for the next. We can have an organization, a nonprofit, step in, invest in these properties, invest in the community, and get these back onto the tax roll in a way that they're actually going to generate revenue and not be problems for villages, towns, cities, or the county. So I think it's really exciting that we're finally going to be voting on this evening. And I was doing a little research on some of the other land banks that have formed in New York. And I know I've brought up the Benlick organization, Buffalo, Erie, Niagara Land Improvement Corporation before. I found a really interesting article that kind of, in a nutshell, put together some statistics. They are right now focused on 3 properties that they're working on in a Tonawanda neighborhood this year alone. And they're taking that neighborhood by neighborhood approach where hopefully it's going to spur private property owners to invest in their neighborhood as well. But this year alone, they have turned around 17 rehabilitated properties in 1 year. Now, this is a land bank that started off with community support, was funded by the State Attorney General's office, and now they're seeing, you know, a self-sustainable method to turning these properties around. A little closer to home, the Syracuse Land Bank, thus far, they've generated $3.5 million in sales proceeds through the properties they've renewed. So, you know, obviously we're going to see land banks in the state that they're all going to be run by different boards, different philosophies, and different directors. But I think land banks like the Benwick and Syracuse have shown what a powerful tool it can be. And I hope that we as a county join this regional land bank and take advantage of this tool to really spur some community renewal in our county. I'll be supporting the resolution this evening.
Thank you, Legislator Whites. Bob, then Joe?
I believe Ryan just said.
Okay. Joe?
Chair, I'm going to abstain from the vote basically because I experienced it in the city of Amsterdam. It sat there, the property sat there for a lot of time, and I don't want to influence anybody in any way other than the fact that I'm not negative. I want to see what happens. I hope it turns out to be good. But that property sat there and was not touched for an extended period of time. I just hope this is different. That's all. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Barbara?
Thanks. I respect what my colleagues have all said, and I fully agree with legislative rights. I've been a strong supporter of the land bank and all of the work that's gone into it. This can be such a huge asset for the county. Montgomery County is a beautiful, beautiful area from the west all the way to the east. It's beautiful. So to preserve that history and the lands within it is something I strongly support. So I look forward to what it's going to be. Thank you.
Okay, that's it. Thank you. The only question I have, and maybe the county attorney would know, is obviously the resolution says that the county executive is going to appoint the representative and then we're going to confirm it. Is that for a certain term, or is it, what's the length of the time served?
So it's 2 years is the initial term, and
Okay.
actually I would recommend adding a resolve clause at the very end of this resolution, confirming the appointment of Carl Gustafson as the appointment by the Montgomery County Executive to the Greater Mohawk Valley Land Bank Corporation.
Okay. And any changes to the representative would have to still go through the board, you know, after 2 years?
After 2 years, would be appointed by the executive, confirmed by the board.
Board, right, okay. That's all. Right?
Thanks, Chair. I would just like to say I'll be supporting this resolution. In my district, there's a prime example of where this would have been helpful. The Wagner estate, which is by the Rite Aid up there, which went through 2 owners and a lot of disrepair, and now it's half down, half up, where with the land bank, this is a perfect fit where it could have been saved and preserved to its historic value. And the other thing we have, District 3, which we were fortunate enough to have the collective come in and take care of, it was our West Hill School. And so there's going to be a lot more examples of where this will come in handy, and I'll be supporting this resolution.
Thank you. Legislator Diamond. Anyone else? I'll move to Martin. Okay.
I make the motion to add that verbiage.
Okay.
you make a motion to amend, to add language saying resolved that the appointment of Carl Gustafson as initial member to the GMVLB Land Bank Board for a term of 2 years is hereby confirmed by the Montgomery County Legislature.
And have a
I'll second that.
Second, Brian. Okay. All in favor of the amendment to the resolution?
Aye.
Against? Abstain. So are we ready? Okay, so we're going to take the vote on the resolution which was just amended. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstain. Okay. And have a motion to adjourn. We're going to take a short recess. Martin, Barbara, thank you.
Thank you, Maggie.